Japan 3, it's game number 14. So disaster has struck. Karelia was pretty much destroyed by the Russians, so not good. So I feel this game's probably over actually, to be fair. Almost. We can still fight this out, but yeah, it's going to depend largely on me at this point. Oh shit, nice. So finally by rounds, I'm going to have to do a tally of this, totally how much they earned from those 2 bombers, but that's a huge value. Finally in round 17 we destroyed the second one. That's good. Could I actually win this fight? Hang on.
Are you gonna do it, or are you actually gonna...
Big hits, come on. 7.
Oh shit, we might actually pull this off.
No way, come on. Oh, okay. Oh shit, I've got to try for it. So I'll take 6 hits in the tank, and then the rest of the planes. So we've got 1 tank to make it through. Come on. Okay.
Come on, Russia!
Oh, we can do this!
Take
we can do this!
Russia! Take
Come on.
Russia! Take Russia!
Got it.
Yes! Oh fuck! Hell yes! Oh snap!
No way! That's crazy. Whoa!
Hell yes! We got the revenge!
Yeah, the Ukraine went exceptionally well. Given the fact he was 1 unit light, he managed to kill everything in there that we had, apart from 1 fighter, and pull out with 2 infantry. So that this already, for me, looking at this board, locking in is just terrible for Germany. It really is terrible. It's like, that's not worth calcing, is it? I guess I have to. So I'm pretty happy with that, I think, overall. Profit was pretty much even, but it's just delayed the US expansion for us, which is good. We've still got 2 battleships alive, which is pretty crucial as well, so that's cool. So overall, not too bad. Anything? Ooh, that's tasty. And that's funny. That's actually funny because it was the... Hang on, is that the first raid he went for? Please say it's the first raid he went for. I think it is. It is. If people remember what happened in Community Game 14, the actual game, he had the sickest run with that starting UK bomber. He killed so much. I did count how much value he got from that 1 bomber in the actual video. I forget how much it was, but he got some insane value from that starting bomber. So to see it burn in the first round of combat, it gets sent to, that's pretty satisfying. So nice, good result for us there. Okay, the big one. Alright, let's do it.
Alright, let's do this.
Holy shit. I'm predicting 3 planes going down. That's what I think.
Oh, I swear that better not happen.
What the roll's like. Well, we're going to win the fight at least, is the main thing. We will win the fight, but...
Oh yeah, there we go.
Slightly more
Blew
costly.
them out.
Okay, 10 tanks left. That's not bad. That's not bad.
That's much better than I was expecting.
Yeah, same. I'll definitely take that.
Oh yeah, boys!
Ooh,
That's quite a bit of
tasty
damage.
74 IPC game. Tasty. Nice, okay. Okay, so here we go. This is the final deciding game of this what turned out to be a random best of 3 for the community game number 14. So I've actually been really looking forward to this one. It should be a lot of fun. And I'll quickly go through what's happened so far. Now, again, a quick recap of the players. We've got Mannerheim, who's playing as the Russians. Obviously, we're using the same teams as we had on the same teams, same nations for each player as before. It's just the way to do it, I think. So Mannerheim's playing Russia again. We've got Gwyn playing Germany. Got Oddjob, or I'm going to call him Oddjob because he's Oddjob in the Discord, so that's how I know him. Playing as the UK. I'm playing as Japan, and we've got Metz Commander playing as the US. So, standing by from Russia. They had a really good opening, actually, West Russia. Only lost 2, so good West Russia for them. I think the average is 3 losses. Ukraine, again, very nice. They were left with 3 tanks and 1 artillery. Now, I think the mistake, personally, I think the mistake they made on the opening for Russia here was not to leave an anti-air gun in Ukraine. I think my personal rule, I think, is if you have 3 units and above, so 3 tanks or anything above that, I always leave an anti-air gun there to make the trade back of Ukraine harder. So they didn't leave an AA gun there, so we had a bit more flexibility. I think I believe the common response for Germany when there is an A gun there and it's a big stack is to counter or stack it yourself, but also stack Karelia so they can't take both targets. They obviously take Ukraine, so you get a Karelia stack for free. And then if they do take Ukraine, you then recapture with what you're going to have neighbouring the following round. So, and it sort of leads to a bit of a trade back and forth between Russia and Germany, which I think favours Germany because you obviously want to trade off quickly. I suppose wear out the Russians as fast as possible. So, yeah, but that didn't happen then. We decided we'd go for a light trade, which worked out quite well. We went with, I think it was 4 infantry. It's still unfortunate because obviously you don't want to spend that many infantry in Ukraine. So, yeah, unfortunately they got such a big win in Ukraine, but we went for a lighter trade, so we were left with these two, which is totally fine. The buy obviously for Gwyn, was 13 infantry, so very infantry based. I think we were just thinking Russia's had a good start here, so we're going to be thinking long term in terms of numbers to try and get the numbers up ASAP, which makes sense, I think. Combat for us, it was pretty good actually. Obviously we won Ukraine, the Disney planes, which was nice. Transjordan took it, did everything we needed to really. We killed the fleet. It had just... Actually, I was watching the fight. It got to the stage where there was a battleship left over that was a damaged battleship and 2 fighters. We have to push on, obviously, in that situation. You have to try and kill it because a UK battleship is really, really bad. So luckily, we managed to hit the battleship and it didn't hit back. So we've still got 5 fighters, which is awesome. So that was good. And we killed the... destroyer in season 10. Unfortunate not to have a sub left over in 7. That would have been really nice, but yeah, that battle in 7 was tighter than we would have liked. But yeah, we did win it, which is the main thing. So on to UK. I think also just a quick thing on Karelia as well. We've put enough in place. We're a bit weak on infantry, obviously, because we traded so many in Ukraine. So I think a Ukraine stack is possible. Although actually, yeah, ooh. Maybe not anymore. Because the fighters there, I don't think they will go for Ukraine style, which is actually quite nice. I think they could have. When we count the odds of what they could potentially bring versus what we could attack with, I think it was actually a fairly comfortable hold to give them Ukraine for a round. So the indication here is they're not going to do that and just stack West Russia, which is totally fine for us. So they'll likely trade all 3 of these, but again, they won't be going heavy here. So 2 infantry and Poland should be enough. As I said, we're a bit short on infantry because of the heavy trade there, so we were kind of limited. Obviously, we want to make sure we can get a Karelia stack off round 2, which is tight, because they obviously have a decent amount of infantry left over from West Russia. So, yeah, I think we're just trying to struggle, and we agreed on 2 in Poland. I always like 3 or 4 really, to make sure we can completely trade both this and this. Should they go a bit heavy here, but we'll have to make do with 2 and see how it goes. If they trade off these 2, then they're going to be less infantry to attack with, so I think we can probably get away with 2 here, then maybe 2 from Baltic and the rest go to Karelia. But anyway, that's all hypothetical, so let's go to UK. So no fleet drop for Oddjob, which I think makes... I think he had the flexibility of doing either here. I think he could have gone for a fleet if he wanted one. Yeah, I had the cruiser free, and the sub is vulnerable to this destroyer, so he could have had 1, 2, 3. It would have been a 5 versus 5 fight. I don't think in that situation, when there's no transports in play, because we killed the 1 in 10, that we'd go for that fight as Germany. It's just such a big risk. An unnecessary one as that would just never happen. So I think if they wanted to, he could have gone for a fleet there, but opted for the fighter and infantry buy, which I don't mind at all. Combat season 5. I just killed my transport. This was big though. He attacked Transjordan and lost 3 infantry for it. I think... Did he retreat after that? I'm not sure. What did he attack with? Ooh, that's interesting. That's really interesting actually. That's a ballsy attack. Hang on, what did he... Can I see the total numbers there? 3 infantry from... 1 from Persia. Okay, so it was 3 infantry total. Okay, fair enough. yeah, not to go in with. So he opted for a stack of. I'm just. This is the first time I'm actually looking at the board properly since logging in, so I apologise. I'm actually kind of discovering this as we go. He opted for the Egypt stack instead of comfortably taking Transjordan, and that's really worked out nice for us, which could possibly end up being some kind of India play, potentially. I do think I'm actually going to pause before I take my move, because I want to get Gwyn in. Me and Gwyn are trying to play pretty coordinated, so we are discussing our moves as we go. So I will possibly have him on comms for my recording, but yeah, India's slightly more viable. I still don't think I'm going to go for it. I think it means heavy Africa play might be a nice thing. I can kill the transport now for free, which is good. Not worked out the odds here. I don't think we can. No, we've not got odds here. It's close, but we don't have odds. Shame we've not got bomber alive. That would have been really nice. But yeah, okay, fair enough. So heavy losses in Transjordan for Oddjob, which is great for us. Killed my destroyer transport combo 61, but lost the carrier for it, which is good. It's only one unit to take out, and killed the battleship in 17 for the cost of bomber. So yeah, I think for us that's pretty good. That's what you can expect. To lose a carrier here is great. I think normally you'd expect 2 units to be left over here, so having that carrier die is good. Bomber died, and yeah, Transjordan is huge. That's really nice. So, on to me. I think I'm going to take a pause here briefly and just discuss with Gwyn, then I'll come back. Okay, I'm going to press on here without Gwyn, because I think this opening round is pretty straightforward based on what I can see here. So I've got a decent game plan, I think, for what I want to do. It may involve going for Africa early. We did talk about we talked about getting some territories early than we normally would do. I think particularly with this, it's going to be quite a nice idea, I suppose, to try and pressure Africa a bit more. So the buy, it's going to be three transports and 2 units, because I'm going to be picking up 2 guys here, dropping them into Burma, and then having this transport potentially go to Africa. So there's only going to be 3 units to pick up here next round. So we should do that. I can't leave them in 60s. I'm going to have to put them in 62, which means these guys are out of range just for the moment. So we'll do that for now. We'll just stick on 3, and then the next round I'm going to buy 2 more transports, so I'll be up to 6 total. But yeah, I'll go through it in a second. Let's just confirm that one in. So take Buryatia. Again, this move, I don't particularly like this move from like an ally perspective. I think leaving this 1 infantry in Buryatia as the Russians is a good idea, because it prevents Japan from doing this. Literally just walking in and taking it for free, and then I can move everything else back. And if he should want to come back, he's going to have to come with 3 infantry, because going for 2 is just too risky, I think. It's just throwing away Russian troops, so I think he's going to have to come with 3, and then I can just very easily kill that. Or if he wants to leave it alone, he can stay here, and then I can bring 2 transports load and push him out next round. But I don't know, we'll see. But anyway, for now, let's just push on. So 1, 2, 3. I'll leave that 1 infantry there, because I'm going to be putting into Kwantung at the end of the round to try and stack all 3 of these territories comfortably. Let's just grab the transport as well. So we're going to hit this with this. Grab the transport. I'm just going to do the land trades first, actually. Let's think about this first. Move that plan quickly. So this goes here. So I think we're going to need the bomber in Anway, because they've only got infantry attacking that, as opposed to the 2 artillery going into Yunnan. One plane there. So we know 62 is safe. There's no way anyone can take that. There's no bombers in range. Yeah, if we take this, the Russians can't take it, and the Americans can't take it. They've got to go first, so that's fine. And the UK are not in range anywhere, so yeah, the transports are safe to leave there on their own. So what do I trade with him? I think we do this, and it should be enough for Burma, hopefully. And then we can use one guy here. Maybe that for the land trades. which leaves battleship. I've got to think about potentially if we are going to move to 34 potentially. We're going to need to have enough fleet to defend against four attacking units, being these 4 UK fighters. So the defensive force for the moment is going to be 2 fighters, a carrier, battleship. Maybe like 1 more just to kind of give the guaranteed odds. I think would be good. Actually, it's going to be 6, isn't it? Because these guys are going to move forward. So there will be essentially 6 attackers in 34. So we might need to equal that, which would be destroyer, cruiser. So do we risk this? Seems dangerous, to be honest. I think what I'm going to do, I need this, because that seems risky otherwise. I don't like... Yeah, if we don't hit them in the first round and he hits in the second round, or if he hits in 2 rounds and survives for 2 rounds, then we're going to be losing something valuable, either the cruiser or the carrier. Sorry, the carrier or the fighter, rather, sorry. So I'd rather give a secondary trash unit, just in case that really does happen. Which is very unlikely now, because we've got 4 attackers, but still, just in case. I'm not willing to sacrifice anything this opening round of value. So I think actually that looks pretty good to me. Strong attacks across the board, good to see. Okay, how's the luck? Burma. Falls, good. Naos is also good. I would like ideally to be bring this, if we are going to go for Africa, I would like this transport to be able to pick up 2 units, which actually looks like it's going to be able to do, because they can't take... they can't attack Burma with any planes currently, because they've got 1, 2, 3, 4. These aren't in range, so actually this will be, yeah, we are going to be free to pick up 2, which is good. So, happy days there. Fingers crossed this one. Good at helping the infantry, nice. Okay, that's pretty good, pretty good. I'll take that. Sorry, again, I'll try and stop clicking with the keyboard. It's very noisy. It's just, the mechanical keyboards, they feel so nice to touch though, like to type with them they feel so satisfying, but for recording purposes it's not ideal. Good hit from the carrier there. It doesn't matter what that happens there, because we've got a free hit. And the final battle, so... Okay, can we get a clean sweep in Yunnan is the question. This is the comfortable battle, so... Can we get 2 hits and no hits back? We've got 2 hits. Okay, I'm more than happy with that. That is very good trades for Japan. Only 2 infantry lost total, so that's pretty comfortable. And some good damage. Awesome. Okay, so let's think about our fleet positions then. So, I'm going to move the carrier to 36. So, 2 planes here. These 2. And that's going to be our fleet to move with if we want to go to 34, because nothing can really stop us without heavy cost. The rest can go here, I think. Sub can move to 48, I suppose. Yeah, there's nothing really bad to do with that ship. Comfortable stacking of Kwantung, I'm not going to go for that. Yeah, I think that was pretty good, to be fair. So we're slightly under, obviously, with the transports in Japan, or near Japan rather, but I think it is going to be a nice thing to be able to just try and possibly land somewhere in Africa early and to support the Germans here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The bomber's in range of Egypt from here. Can I put anything else in range? Don't think so. No, I can't. Can this plane do any better? Does it need to do any better? Hang on. 1, 2, 3. Ooh, hang on. This could be tasty. Move you here. Is that, then I can, if I've got something spare, I can move down here. Ooh, I like that even better. 1 fight. That's surely comfortable. So now we've just increased our attacking units by 1 in Egypt now, which gives us a nice little option. So I really like that, actually. I really like that. The one danger we've got here is that the US moves to 45 to reinforce India, which is not going to be particularly comfortable, frankly. 1, 2, 3, 4. They can't range 34 from where they'll be positioned though, which is nice. So yeah, we'll see what happens. I think that would make a lot of sense because we're giving us sort of maximum pressure on Egypt. So potentially a 1-2 punch. Say the US was to land in Egypt with this one fighter. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna. If the UK wants to hold Egypt, I think it can, but then it sacrifices, I think, its position in West Russia, so that might not be viable. Because we are stacking Karelia this round, so the Russians probably need support, I think. I'm not sure. Maybe not, actually, because they're going to be trading all the front territory, so they probably won't need support. I'm not sure. I don't really speculate too much because it's still undecided, but I think this works. It does set up the potential for a 1-2. Or at least some support down here, because I did mention to Gwyn, and we did say we're going to go a bit heavier in Africa, so this is about as heavy as we can go. Also means I can fly up here potentially and maybe help out somewhat with the bomber, maybe 2, 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, the bomber can get over there. So we've got 2 planes that can reach Germany if we need them to. Okay, I'm happy with that. I'm very happy with that, actually. Yeah, that was great. Let's go for it. So 3 transports. I'm always terrified leaving Japanese transports alone next to Japan, so I always feel like they're going to get sniped from some crazy location. I just don't. I hate doing it, but logically, well, I'll say that I'm going to get punished. But I don't see 1, 2, 3, 4. Nope. There is no way they can be taken. Okay, jumping back for round 2. So a quick look back at round 1. Metz Commander. So his buy was 2 infantry, 2 artilleries, 2 transports, 1 carrier, no destroyer. But I don't think he needs it, to be fair, so that's fine. Combat, destroy the the submarine in season 10. And then it's pretty much for us, which is great. He's left the sub in 64, which I've double noted. So I'm sure I don't miss it. But yeah, he's pulled out. He's a full retreat from the Pacific, which is, for me, perfect. We didn't want them sticking around. We wanted the full control of the Pacific. And we wanted a KGF because things here, I think, are looking quite good for Japan because we've got some pressure on now Africa. So that's nice. So yeah, happy with that. On to round 2. This is Mannerheim, so 8 infantry, 1 artillery. Goodbye. Karelia, obviously just traded, no losses, and Ukraine, 1 infantry lost. And yeah, so not too bad. Lost a tank, but that's to be expected. We've got a hit back for that though, not too bad. So on to Gwyn for round 2. 1 tank just to replenish the one we lost. So we're back up to 9. So I think probably from here on out it's going to be vastly. The majority will be vastly infantry. I think it might throw some artillery in there here and there, but maybe majority infantry. Combat Ukraine. Annoyingly, got a double hit back, got snake eyes. I'm not sure it was snake eyes, but it was a double hit back against the attacking force, unfortunately, so we lost. Could take Ukraine, which is a bit annoying. However, we went for Egypt. The idea behind this was Gwyn was going to try and hit this and kill the land. On average, we saw that the calculator said that we'd, on average, killed just the land units there, and there would have been 2 UK fighters remaining. So from there, they probably would have flown off, and I could have landed here. However, he managed to kill a fighter as well, which was awesome. So we got slightly above what we expected there. So Africa now is pretty much wide open. So I will be landing. I think I'm probably going to go to. We had a plan depending on what this infantry from Persia did. He actually took Transjordan, which is what we expected. So I'm going to land in Transjordan. Gwyn's going to take Egypt, so we'll take these 2, and from there I'm going to jump down to 28 and start knocking off a few of these provinces down south. Obviously we want to try and take away as much of the UK income as we can quickly, so that was the plan with this move in the first place. So yeah, we're going to be in Africa, at least for the time being. There's going to be obviously some American reinforcements coming up. However, we can try and make the most of, we've got a bit of a window here to try and make some money, so we're going to jump down there and try and grab some IPC while we can. On to Oddjob, round 2, UK. 1 carrier, 1 destroyer, 3 infantry, so drop the fleet in the Atlantic now. Combat, went to Transjordan, obviously, as we expected, and that's pretty much it, just to reinforce India. I've not done the odds on this, but yeah, he's fine. I've not got transports in range yet, so yeah. And just a bit of reinforcing West Russia. Pulled out from here, obviously. Didn't move forward with the guy from Congo, so I actually prefer if he did move forward because it would have put him out of range of South Africa. And actually, this transport may come to South Africa as well, which would be kind of annoying actually, because I want to be able to go. The idea was to go 34, take Transjordan, nip down to 28, grab South Africa, then have one infantry moving through the land, and then grab one and drop them off into Madagascar. So that will slightly hamper that, as will this. So I'm going to try and kill these guys if we can. But we'll see how it plays out. Anyway, on to me. I'm going to just quickly get Gwyn in here because we're going to make this move together probably. I could do 3 1-on-1 and then use the anti-air gun as one pickup as well, potentially. Which I might do. Yeah, fuck, I'll do that.
Yeah, I was gonna say I kind of like that. Have a little bit of extra hitting power.
Yeah, definitely. And then makes the most of our anti-air. I want to try and get the anti-air gun out as well. I suppose it is useful for stacking something. Maybe Kazakh. We'll see. Okay, bye. That's good then.
Yeah, it looks good to me.
Okay, send it. Okay, so that look good then. I send it.
Yeah, looks good to me.
All right, Transjordan. Don't kill one of the infantry.
Should go up to 38 this turn.
Nice. Oh, that's good. Clean take.
Gotta love them bombers. Let me just send this from Asia to basically France.
That is nice. Okay, you come down here. So blocked 63. So I'll deploy into 62, obviously. I wish I could kind of like save the game here and try a few different areas, try to like different strats. Like I'm feeling like a mass assault on Africa here. I'm not going to do it this game, but we'll play it more standard. But I'm wondering, like, just bringing heavy pressure down on Africa and India, trying to, you know, just cripple the UK completely.
Well, if you were going to do that, I would say your best option for that would be industrial complex in the East Indies.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, exactly. Before, because I've not dropped one yet, so the first one could be East Indies, and I could set up a shock into Egypt. That'd be a lot of fun actually, but untested and just dangerous. This game it's too important. I've got to play more.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to be able to pull off anything crazy like that.
No.
We need to get you to oh, you're going to have 39 to spend next turn. Ooh.
Yeah.
That's going to be nice.
I'm getting there. I'm getting somewhere.
I just love the thoughts of you having massive amounts of money.
Yeah, absolutely. Good call on the anti-air gun going first. This makes sense. I like it.
Yeah, it'll be really good whenever we get our big fat stacks in Kazakh.
Yeah, true. Okay, so jumping into round 3, I'm going to be doing post-commentary for this round, and 2 more actually in this game. My OBS studio software was having some real problems. I didn't actually notice until after the fact, so yeah, we'll be jumping around a little bit. But anyway, so Metz Commander, round 2, 5 infantry, 2 transports, 1 fighter. I also bombed Berlin this round, which was, again, scary for us, because we've got some bad bad trauma from playing this team with bombing raids, so it wasn't too fun. So we were hoping that wasn't going to become a regular thing with the bombing. What was nice there, he did try to destroy my destroyer sub blockage in 63. Obviously, we blocked that C-zone to protect the transports, because we couldn't cover everything at once, so that was nice. He lost the sub, so now the Pacific is completely wide open for me to expand, which is great. So which is what allowed me to obviously grab Alaska this round as Japan, which is good. So that was nice. Yeah, he's looking like he's setting up for a med shock, possibly. The way he's positioning is a bit odd, but he's also put stuff in season 8. So he can't fully support. He can't jump into 15 yet. He doesn't have the support to do so. So yeah, we weren't exactly sure precisely where he was moving, but yeah. Anyway, for Russia, Mannerheim, 5 infantry, 3 artillery. She took Xinjiang, took Belarusia to speak of. He's got a bit of a stack in Ivanki as well. Obviously, West Russia's totally safe for now. Not what I'm really thinking about. The objective for me so far is just this, obviously, land grabbing. I want to get as much income as fast as possible, which I think I've done a good job of so far, and working my way towards the Kazakh stack. So for Gwyn, round 3, Germany, 10 infantry, 1 fighter. Bit of complex repair after that bombing raid from the US. Fighter's okay. I mean, it's not an ideal purchase, but I think we were in a good enough position. I think we felt comfortable enough to justify the fighter at this point. It was useful for holding things as well, but yeah, I think we're in a decent spot considering the position, the board at the moment. Japan is particularly looking quite nice, so yeah, I went for the fighter. So holding a few things down. I think we were vaguely, the idea of a VC snipe was vaguely on the cards here. But we were at least keeping an eye out for it just to make sure we, if we did get the opportunity, we could make the most of it and jump on. Nice income there as well for the Axis. Just noticed that 42, 46. That's pretty sweet. But yeah, we were looking into, because obviously I had a lot of complete control of the Pacific. So if a VC snipe was on, we should definitely give it a go. So I think throughout the rest of the game we were always keeping an eye on India just in case they did give us odds to take it. As it turns out, well, I'm not going to spoil anything, but yeah, we'll move on from that. Anyway, so the UK, Burma, traded back, no problems, and just prepping for we'll just look at. I was looking at the map notes there. Yeah, so we were kind of, with my bomber placement in Karelia, we were trying to keep the Allies out of Season 3 for as long as possible, which we did quite successfully. So this round again, Germany doesn't lose Norway and Finland, which is great. So anyway, on to me. 6 infantry, 1 complex, getting our first complex down into Manchuria. We're obviously going to go for the Kwantung complex as well as soon as possible. But again, for me, this round it was just land grabbing. We've got a really nice start, I think, in Pacific. We've grabbed the Alaska, grabbed Kazakh, at least lightly, grabbed South Africa. We actually managed to win in Australia, which is fantastic, because obviously we had 3 infantry in Australia. So we were only going with 2 ground plus air support and a bombardment, so there was a chance that we lost, both land, and even maybe if we got really unlucky losing aircraft there in that fight. But that didn't happen, which was great. So we actually managed to take Australia, which again would have, if we failed the attack, would have slowed us down, but it didn't. So that was great. Bombed Moscow for 4 IPC damage as well. It was pretty sweet. I'm very happy with that. Any kind of damage they did to Gwyn, I was going to return the favour on Moscow. So yeah, that was the game plan. But yeah, some nice expansion I think from Japan. I was happy with the way Japan turned out this game. I think our expansion was great. So 46 by round 3 was pretty good. I felt. Already 46 national production in the bag, and we're going to be grabbing a few more things as well each round. So yeah, the money side of things in this game was pretty great. So we're currently sitting on 88 national production for the Axis, just before US goes still, but it's not too bad. And we're up to pretty much max output now. So once I build the complex in Kwantung, we'll be fully mobilised and head towards Moscow. Okay, welcome to Japan 4, which I've already taken. But right, so let's just go back for. Let's just catch. This is Metz round 3, so 11 infantry, 1 transport. Some interesting moves here from. I'm not sure, is this round? I'm getting so confused with the way we're doing it, because me and Gwyn have been pretty much on for every single round, and I've also got other games going, so it's getting confusing. So I have to rely on the ward diary quite heavily here, but yeah, it's okay. Good news for us though. Went for a bombing raid in Berlin and lost the bomb, which is fantastic, because after that streak that Oddjob had in game one, I think we're a little bit, we've got slight PTSD against that kind of, against the Allies having bombers. So it's good to see that die. Yeah, just more territories captured, sorry. Transjordan, Libya, Algeria, moving forward here, obviously. It was the non-com, I think, that surprised us, because he moved a big fleet down to 24. Now, obviously, I've only got this is the, actually more than it was before. It was only these 3 ships, plus the transport. I only had 2 guys, and he moved 3 transports down here to defend that. Which I think, to me, and I think to Gwyn, it was a bit excessive, because we only had 2 guys, I think. If he's willing to sacrifice Madagascar, which is, you know, normal anyway, he could have captured these 2 possibly with 1 or, well, 2, maybe even just 1 transport would have been fine. But bringing 3 down here has really, I think, messed up his logistics, because he's got minimal troops to ship out this round as well. He's only got 5 with 4 transports, so there's 1 transport and pretty much 2 that can't ship out here. So actually, the logistics for the US has been a bit messy. And also the fact that Gwyn's got a shit ton of planes in Karelia and I've got a shit ton of planes in Archangel. Actually, Season 3 is completely dead zoned. Like, there is no hope for the US to get in there safely, I suppose. They could do it, but it's going to cost them. But yeah, I'm not sure what the plan is. But what's nice, I think, for us is that we still hold Norway and Finland for now. By the end of round 4, so he may sacrifice 2 transports to go for these. I don't know, but we do need some planes in Archangel, because the plan is going to be for Gwyn to stack Archangel. It would have been straight to go to West Russia, but I need to get my planes out first of all. So it may still be possible, depending on what Russia does. Sorry, he could go to straight to thing. Yeah, it might be okay. He might just be able to go straight here. Because the nice thing for us as well, that the UK's got no ground troops in Moscow. So all they can hit my planes with, and my tank, is 4 fighters. So if Gwyn leaves like a couple of infantry, that's going to be more than enough deterrent to keep those fighters at bay. So that's good. So actually he could probably move in here, to be fair, this round. Which is what we're aiming for, is to kick Mannerheim out of West Russia. But anyway, let's crack on with round 4. So 6 infantry, 2 artilleries for Mannerheim, combat, Yakut, Belarusia, Ukraine. No losses across the board, so nice trading from Mannerheim there. That's pretty good. Obviously put a fair few guys in Ukraine. And this is the big move. This is the big move from us here, and this is Gwyn's idea. I took some convincing, I'll be honest, because I think the board position for as it was at that time was looking quite good already. But I kind of actually, after a while, I kind of like his idea, and it was to do a forward stack in Archangel whilst also holding Karelia. And I think what's enabled this is the, obviously, lack of the Allies having a presence in Norway and Finland. If there was more here, if there was like a stack of guys in Norway, you know, or something, or even fleet in range of Karelia, like comfortably, then this would have been a lot harder to pull off, because obviously we would have had to, had a lot more guys here to hold against a potential 3-way punch maybe, but as it is, it's only only a 2. Well, actually, it's a 1-way punch really. The 2-way punch before the UK moved this round was really dicey. Like for the Allies, it was like, I think we gave them like I forget the odds. It was about a 70% or something like that. But it meant the UK go first and sacrifice all their planes to try and get Russia the decent odds on Karelia, which is just so risky and extremely costly if it doesn't work out with Russia. So I think, we gave them just a terrible decision to make, and I think that they made the right choice by pulling out. And I'm hoping they're going to pull everything out and not try and double stack this, because I've not done the odds for this, but then there's possibility that the Russians can still stack Moscow and hold Karelia, but I'm not entirely sure. We'll see at some point. But yeah, nice idea from Gwyn here. So we've got a forward stack, and I'm hoping it results in the Allies abandoning West Russia. We can get a stack in here, and from there, obviously, we're going to be thinking about the end game for us, really. Aside from a potential VC snipe, if we can get one, it's going to be Germany in the Caucasus and me and Kazakh with a complex. So that's the end game if we can get there, but we shall see. So combat Belarusia. We had to do some very careful calculations. This is the most calculations I've done for a long time, actually, working out the ins and outs of how having this, be safe for us. And I think we're fine. But so Good trades, no losses for Gwyn round 4. On to Oddjob. Round 4, so 1 transport, 1 fighter, 1 infantry, 1 bomber. Good buy from Oddjob here. I like the bomber buy. It meant this round for me, which we'll get to in a second. I couldn't sit in 61, so he's messed up my logistics slightly. It's not been terrible because we still deploy on the mainland, but it just meant I couldn't go where I wanted to, which was 61, and drop guys to Yunnan. So yeah, I think a good buy there. India's secure, and fair play. No combat moves for him. Just some non-coms, obviously pulling his fighters out of West Russia into Moscow, and looks like slightly bolstering his fleet with an extra transport. So, yeah, fair enough. On to me. So we literally just finished now. I think, as I said before, I'm going to be recording my moves. Probably, I'll be doing my moves with Gwyn live, but because we can obviously we talk about a lot of stuff, and just strategy discussions, it's going to be a nightmare to edit, so I'm just going to record after we've done everything and just go through what we've done basically, and I'll record live what some of the key fights if we have them at some point. So yeah, to summarise, anyway, we've got the final complex, at least for now. We're on maximum output until we get a complex, either in Kazakh or we capture India, but for now we're at maxed out. Bought some artillery just to kind of bolster the troops a little bit. Combat, we took Hawaii, which was nice. Oh, excuse me. Grabbed Rhodesia, took Madagascar, and also pulled in a fleet in range of 28, which is, we thought, potentially the danger of this fleet coming so far south. They want to get 28, recapture Madagascar immediately, as well as these two. But we do have odds on 28, so we have to zone that, which is nice. Obviously, the bomb was in range of 61, so we've pulled off the carrier and the destroyer. And we can drop a plane here if we need to. I've got enough income. I've got 56 to spend. I've got a crap ton of income. So, yeah, we can drop a plane here if we need to make sure we secure 61 for the future shipping, because it's going to be, we need to control 61 to be able to effectively shock into or towards Kazakh. So that's good. Anything else I did? Just a few bits. We took Yakut, took Avenki and blitzed a tank through from Xinjiang, took Kazakh. Tried to take Nova. This was the most frustrating one, actually. We tried to take Nova. I had 2 planes here and 1 infantry. We had 2 rounds of combat. The planes missed every single time, so that was a bit frustrating. But once again, reinforcing my theory on planes that they are crap on attack. But anyway, we've got the key fights. We've got these 2, which was important. I had to capture this, otherwise the bomber would have had a space to land in 62. So could have gone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and killed my transports potentially. So that had to fall. Kazakh was a bonus, but yeah, looking good. So we're keeping our income high. I banked 6, so we're producing 50. I've got 56 to spend next round. So very comfortable. We're obviously having to sacrifice Alaska, which is totally fine. Did I actually have to? That's interesting. 1, 2. Ooh, I don't know actually. I probably did. He only pulled 1 infantry here. I guess he knew I was going to go for Hawaii. We didn't even think about that. There may have been potential to actually just hold in Alaska. But again, my theories are that if you've watched my videos before, I don't really like Alaska plays long term. It made sense this time because we were going to go to Alaska to Hawaii. It just makes a lot of sense income-wise to grab this on the way to Hawaii. But yeah, staying there would have been a mistake, I think. Or even reinforcing would have been a mistake. But anyway, yeah, so we're going to lose some income here. Egypt will be full. We'll lose South Africa. We'll lose Alaska. So it'll be a 6 IPC swing back to the Allies. So it's a 12 total, I suppose, in terms of income. But obviously we were making up for that by the fact we already had the territories. I've grabbed pretty much all the Pacific at this point. The expansion's been really nice for Japan. And hopefully we're going to be in West Russia at the beginning of round 5. So it's definitely working out so far pretty good. I'm just hoping we do actually shift these Russian troops. That's the main concern, but we shall see. Okay, so this is where we get the slight gap in recording, so I'll do my best to just very quickly just go through this. I know it's a small picture, but luckily Gwyn and Mannerheim actually had saved some screenshots as they were sending it back and forth to people, so we have some visuals for the missing rounds. That's about the best I can do. So again, I know it's small on the screen, but I'll try and quickly summarise. Basically, I won't go through the rounds because we can't. But the main points from this point. So this is obviously Germany 5, the board, just after Germany's gone. So Metz is very heavily indicating he wants to go to the Med. So as a response to that, we've obviously pulled a stack down to Italy, and we've also positioned all the German planes in range of 15. Our idea here was to dead zone 15, because Metz still, by round end of round 4, is still not comfortably shocking anywhere, and so we basically just tried to deny. Wherever we tried to land, we just tried to make it as uncomfortable as possible. So yeah, all 7 German planes were trained on 15. I was also going to move my planes in position as well, to try and obviously have a 1-2 punch available should we need it in the Med. So yeah, we're just keeping the Allies struggling for a landing zone, which is sort of half the strategy at the moment. The other main point from this situation, obviously the Archangel stack was successful. There was no attacks on Karelia or Archangel, so the next part of the plan was to go to West Russia, and obviously with a view to going to the Caucasus as well. So luckily there's no UK ground in Moscow, as I mentioned before, to hit my planes as the Germans pull out. That's always the tricky bit to navigate to. Obviously I can't sacrifice my planes, they need to be protected as Germany pulls out, but it wasn't an issue here, and we left just 1 German infantry with my planes, and I had a tank as well, so there's a bit of a buffer if the UK wanted to try something funky and try and hit my planes. But yes, that's the main points from this round, just obviously pushing to West Russia, and just dead zoning the Med if possible. So this is just a very tiny screenshot of the board after Germany 6, and that destroyer in 15 turned out to be one of the key units in this entire game. As you'll see as it develops, but basically at this point in the board we'd just taken the Caucasus as was the plan. Germany stacked Caucasus with support from me, and we were trying to just defend as best we could from the potential 3-way attack that could come on the Caucasus. So we were just trying to give it the best odds possible, basically. And part of that was a nice idea from Gwyn, was to block C-Zone 15 and try and prevent the landings from that one US transport plus the bombardments. So a small percentage change, but it was worth it just to squeeze every bit of percentage out of the battles we could if they were going to go for the 3-way punch. Again, it was costly for the Allies if they wanted to do that, because it would have meant I think, what was the order of things? I forget who would have gone first, but it would have meant I think it was the US and the UK, or maybe just the US. So one of the nations would have had to have sacrificed a lot of planes to get odds on Caucasus. So again, we weren't really giving them a great option, so we didn't think they'd go for the Caucasus. We definitely had it above 50%. I think it was about 70% to hold, I believe. So we felt comfortable with that, and that destroyer was the key. So just locking them out of the Mediterranean. Again, we've got planes trained on 15, so we were hoping they weren't going to come any further, and that destroyer was a bit of an incentive not to. Okay, so this is just after I went in. This is basically just after Japan 6, so we're just looking at the board here just prior to the US taking their turn on round 6. So again, apologies for this. This will be this penultimate picture. From round 7 onwards, I've got all the normal recordings, so again, I apologise for this. It's made me very wary of recording in the future. I'm going to be double checking all my recordings to make sure this doesn't happen in the future, because the rounds we missed, round 5 and 6, were some of the really key rounds in this game, so I was kind of disappointed we did miss them out, but still, I think the screenshots are not ideal, obviously, but at least we get some kind of visual picture of what's going on. So yeah, I'm very glad that Mannerheim and Gwyn were taking some screenshots here and there, which I think this is probably actually originally from Gwyn, from Metz, sorry, actually, probably because it was taken on this turn. I'm not sure though, but anyway, Mannerheim supplied it, so thank you. Anyway, so we've obviously this is round 6. You can see the stack we have in the Caucasus with the destroyer blocker in 15. I was surprised, actually, we were very surprised. The UK sub in 23, I don't know if you can see that, but that was actually in, I think it was season 14. And we were very surprised that it didn't actually attack season 15 and try and clear that destroyer out, because it would have increased their odds on Caucasus. As it was, it just pulled back, and actually, to be fair, it stays there for the rest of the game in season 15, that one UK sub. So a bit surprising there from Oddjob. I would have thought he would have tried it at least, because there's not really much else you're going to get value from. There's no value to be gained from that sub, really. It's not going to get much else, so I was surprised he didn't go for that attack. But anyway, we managed to scrape together just enough odds to hold Caucasus, we thought. It did mean sacrificing a fighter in West Russia. It was just necessary for what we were trying to do, so that plane had to die. But it was worth it to get what we needed to in Caucasus. Obviously, at this point as well, the UK abandoned India, and I moved in with a minimal one transport to take India, and yeah, we were hoping we wouldn't have to take that back. It was likely we would have to. The Allies had stacked Kazakh, and so I was moved into. You can see it just behind the Himalaya sign there, but I've got a stack in. I think is that set. I forget which one. The one, the lower one of the Xinjiang Sichuan coupling. I think it's Sichuan. I think Xinjiang's the one in the north. I think I'm in Sichuan there. Anyway, the one bordering Kazakh. Anyway, I've got a stack. So we're hoping we're gonna, with the combined pressure from Caucasus, I didn't think the Allies could hold both. It was a bit questionable because there was going to be UK reinforcements coming soon, but we were hoping we could kick them out of Kazakh. Sorry. And force everything back to Moscow, where we could hopefully set up the Kazakh and Caucasus stack. So this was the board prior to Metz moving. Also, I'm still keeping pressure on the Med as well. I've got five fighters in Caucasus in range of 15, and I've got the 2 in France, as well as a bomber in France. And the bomber in France is just huge because it's obviously it ranges so many sea zones across the Atlantic. Particularly, we noticed they were getting away with the shipping in from 1310 for free, so having a bomber in position in France means that they have to also defend that, so they've got a lot of sea zones to cover, and we had a lot of planes, so it was just basically a deterrent from them going to 15. We wanted them out of the Med. So that was our massive stand, just trying to hit as many sea zones as possible, having a crap ton of planes in range of 15, and hopefully we're going to kick Metz out. I think for me, it seemed to me, I imagine Metz was going to be frustrated this game because we did everything we could, really. That wasn't the initial plan, but it turned out to be that way. We just decided to try and keep Metz from landing anywhere comfortably. So it was very frustrating for them to get like an efficient shot going with all the the dead zone sea zones. So that was quite good. But anyway, that's the board at the end of Japan 6. I'll just quickly jump onto the board after Russia 7. Okay, so this will be the last screenshot of this game. We'll back to normal recordings after this one. So, yeah, we were incredibly surprised that Mannerheim decided to go for the Caucasus attack. And it was also, we'd count, obviously, the 1-2 punch. Actually, it was the 1-2-3 punch from the US as well. But the UK and the US didn't hit Caucasus, so it was literally just the Russians going for Caucasus. And so the odds were very favourable for us. So I forget if we clarified this in the game afterwards, in the Discord afterwards, but I think it was a miscalculation on their part. I don't think they went in thinking they had bad odds, but they did. They went in with really bad odds, and they got badly punished for it. I'll probably just show the screenshot of the actual battle itself, in the war diary, just to show you what actually was lost from both sides. But yeah, it was a huge turning point. I think we were ahead in this game, I believe, at this point still. But after this fight, it just cost the Russians so much, mainly their 2 fighters, but a lot of material. We made a huge gain, IPC-wise, like in terms of material, after this fight. And also we didn't lose any planes. And the key thing for us as well, this is Russia, Russia 7 now. They didn't kill the German fighter in West Russia, which was awesome. So we actually managed to get away with that sacrificial fighter. It managed to live. So that, I'm sure the fighter pilot there was extremely happy with the the way the board was looking at the end of that round. But so huge win for us there, really. And still holds the Caucasus, and there was no way of really getting us out from here on out, really. It was going to be extremely hard because we had so many fighters, because I think at this point Germany was still on 7, so they had a big air force really for Germany. So that's pretty big, and obviously I had 8, I believe, 7 fighters and 1 bomber. So covering Caucasus was not going to be an issue when there was just so few ground troops in range. The Russians were pretty much out of the game at this point, with no air support and just so few troops. It was going to be just a case of now just pushing hard towards Moscow and trying to cap it before the US and the UK could reasonably reinforce it. So that was the game plan after this point. So pretty much the entire Russian force now has been wiped out. So yeah, it's looking like the game is in hand now. I think we should be able to pull this one off. Gwyn went for an attack on Karelia after the Russians went, which I didn't agree with, I'll be honest, and he knows that. So we lost. He was trying to wipe there was like a stack of, I think, 7 ground units there, and he had 2 infantry, and he went with 2 infantry and a tank and 7 planes to try and just cheekily wipe it out, and then it would be avoiding any reinforcements coming forward for me. So it would have helped me out, definitely, but it went badly. We got terrible rolls, and we lost a plane in that fight, so... a bit unfortunate, but foreseeable, I think. But anyway, it doesn't really matter. We're still way ahead this game. So the name of the game, as it was before, is just we've done the expansion of the Pacific. We've done our job here, and it's going to be a case of just getting into Kazakh, and then from there ramping up the numbers, and just hopefully before the masses of US troops arrive, we can take Moscow. And I think I don't see why it shouldn't be possible. I think we should have enough. Because Germany's still pretty healthy. They lost a big blood of infantry up front, but obviously that's more than good considering what Russia lost. So yeah, that's totally fine. Totally fine. So I'm going to try and be very careful with the coordinates moving forward, as I would like to. I'd like to get everything in detail. I'm really disappointed I missed some of the moves we made here, and just some of the discussions, I think, as well. I'm very disappointed, but. We'll just try and be careful moving forward. I will say as well, and we did hold Cinder briefly. I took it while the UK had abandoned it, and now they've just been, so they've recaptured, because they didn't have any options really. They couldn't have attacked the Caucasus. We made that strong enough to hold. They couldn't have walked into Kazakh, because I had a very clear win chance there, just to go in. I'm going to Kazakh one way or the other here. Even if they were to put all their 12 infantry that were there, anti-air gun, and I think it was 5 planes, they wouldn't have a chance. So these kind of units are stuck here, so they've gone back to India, which is totally fine. I don't think I'm going to attack this round. I mean, I might do, because I've got 2 units here, 5 planes, and I could also bring maybe 1 transport down to support and have this one go back to ship out later. So we lose 1 transport for 1 round, but it may be worth it to wipe this out. I'm not sure. I'll think about it with Gwyn, because he's online right now, so... We're about to go through the move together. But anyway, yeah, it's been a great game. Yeah, sorry I missed most of it, frankly. But yeah, what I'll do now, I'm going to pause for a second. We're going to go through the moves, me and Gwyn, and I'll probably make them, and then we'll jump back on and analyse the board afterwards. Okay, so Japan round 7, we just finished up. Quite a nice round for Japan, all things considered. It wasn't too bad. We obviously took Archangel and Vologda. We're moving the majority of the fleet back towards the Pacific, because we're thinking that this American fleet is likely going to come through the Panama Canal and try and set up a kind of a fleet in the Pacific to maybe just grab Hawaii back, because they are going to be struggling for VCs quite soon, because Karelia is not exactly... we do have plans to put some pressure on Karelia, so they might be struggling to keep us on 8 VCs. So yeah, Hawaii might be a play. What I'm going to do, I've got 2 spare transports now, so one of them's going to go and grab some of these guys from the islands and just drop them into Hawaii and just shore this up. Make it a headache for the Americans to capture if they want to do that. And one is potentially going to go to maybe Africa, if we can see an opening, grab like an infantry here and just quickly, drop them down here somewhere, or just try and grab some income. So I've got some flexibility with these 2 transport, which is nice. We decided to take India. There were 6 infantry here from the UK. If he'd gone heavier here, I might have not gone for it, because it would have meant disrupting my logistics with the transports. I would have had to have brought like 2 or 3 to take this out. As it was, there was only 6 infantry, so we had the 2 guys from 46, and then we brought 1 transport in. So actually, it was only 1 transport that's got disrupted, so the rest is fine, and we just adjusted for that by buying a plane. So actually, all in all, really happy. And Gwyn's going to try and kill this stack in Persia, so there is no counter-attack to India after that. So it's going to be permanently ours from that point onwards, which is good. So yeah, it's starting to get to the stage now where we're thinking about hitting Moscow. Not yet. It depends what the Allies do, obviously, but we're in the ballpark. It's definitely not safe in Moscow right now. It's dangerous if we was to sacrifice a lot of stuff to try and take it. I think we've got odds to take Moscow currently. but it's dangerous. I don't think we're going to take the odds when it's so risky, because we don't need to. We're ahead right now by a long way, so I think we just play it patiently and just build up slowly, because I'm in Kazakh now. Gwyn will be retreating from Caucasus, so what we're hoping is that the Allies trade it, and then I can jump in and capture it. And even if they don't, it's income for Gwyn, so they can't really win there, the Allies. It's either I get it, which is probably worse, I suppose, because I'm going to have a very strong forward deployment zone on Moscow's doorstep, or Gwyn, just keep some income. So either way, it works for us. But yeah, the plan's going to be for me to set up in Caucasus and just slowly outbuild them, and hopefully, if Gwyn can control Karelia, that's going to be his plan. It's going to be to try and avoid any more troops coming through. We can't stop these 12; they will be able to get through, but the ones afterwards, we can hopefully try and dead zone Karelia and keep them out if possible. That's going to be the plan. But either way, even if they come through, it's not going to be too bad. So we're ahead again. The economy is just very strong for us right now. We're actually on 90 national production currently. The US has still got to go, obviously, but the economy-wise, it's looking pretty sweet. Okay, welcome back to. It's going to be the summary, I suppose, for round 8, Japan, and so look back at the end of round 7 too. So 1 transport, 11 infantry for Metz. Obviously, they're just committing to the Shuk in Finland now, which is the right play. We've made sure the Med is not open anymore, so yeah, they've had to pull back, and obviously he's pulled back everything to the Pacific now. So yeah, this is a interesting play. I don't think it's going to work. I think to be fair to them, though, their options are extremely limited either way. I think there's not really. I don't see a way for them to win at this point, frankly. I just think it's just too far gone at this point. But it's going to delay me slightly. They might be able to stay in the game a bit longer by capturing Hawaii. We'll try and prevent that from happening, but it won't matter too much. It's only delaying the inevitable, so it's not too much of a problem. Round 8 for Mannerheim. I bought 5 infantry combat. Vlogger. This was rough. I'm going to go through all the round up until my round in round 8. But the dice, it seems, have just given up on the Allies, which is so harsh. There's been a few battles this round, which I'll go to. I've just finished I've just finished making the moves with Gwyn for his round and mine. So the Russians, quite a risky move actually this. They tried to take Vologda with infantry artillery, which I think, given the situation in Russia, quite risky, because obviously every infantry they have now counts. They're in a numbers fight with us in the south to try and hold Moscow, so very risky trade, but actually it didn't work out anyway. He lost both for 1 infantry we held onto Vologda, so that was huge, and also it meant Russia lost their last offensive piece, so they're just down to pure infantry. So yeah, very unfortunate for Mannerheim. It's just very tough luck, and there's more to come as well. So Gwyn bought 2 tanks, 2 artillery, 7 infantry. We were thinking of maybe just pressuring Karelia still. There wasn't a lot for us to do. Gwyn had no trades to do pretty much in round 8, so we decided to go for, as was the original plan, to go for Persia and wipe out the mini stack. There's also some Americans here, and we got an insanely good battle. We had 3 out of 4 infantry attacking infantry hit, and we got some great rolls with the remainder as well. We had 6 planes involved as well. So we destroyed 8 infantry, a bomber, anti-air gun, 1 artillery, and only lost 2 infantry, which is just insanely good. So the value of that fight, I forget what it was, but it was pretty nice. So yeah, just very good rolls really for us. It's been very lucky. Round 8 for Oddjob, 6 infantry, 1 fighter. Took Archangel, obviously just reinforcing, and he blitzed the tank through, which is the right move. Apart from that, no combat, just getting into position obviously. And on to me. So we had a choice here. The odds of, I think I've still got the calculator up. Yeah, I do. So basically, our odds were this: we do a 1-2 punch in this round 9. So I was going to buy bombers and give us the best odds. So currently, the odds, if everything goes as planned, we have around 92% to conquer and a 99-point-something% chance to actually win the fight. So I can sack planes to conquer. So the odds of Moscow at the moment with the 1-2 punch are extremely high, which is why Gwyn deployed to Caucasus. We weren't initially planning to do that. We were thinking more along the lines of Prussia and Karelia, but given how well this fight went, and we lost no planes whatsoever, we were expecting the anti-air gun to maybe take out one plane, but as we lost nothing, we could just restack Caucasus and just prep for the 1-2 in Moscow for round 9, which was great. So yeah, so basically I had two options. I think we could either have gone for bombers this round, in round 8 I mean, and go for the 1-2 punch in round 9, or I built tanks in round 8, got them into position as well as all the follow-up infantry, and then we attack in round 10 for obviously much better odds. And I think at this point we were more than happy to take the odds. Anything above 90% on a capital, I mean, and plus the way the board is right now anyway, we're just so far ahead that I think bombers make sense. So we're going to go for the kill quickly and try and take it on round 9. So round 9 possibly might be the last round, depending on what the Allies do. If we take Moscow, they may decide to call it, or they may fight. And I think they can still stay in the game once Moscow falls, because we'll be on 9. But if the US... they can't. They didn't build a transport. Okay, well, yeah, this is quite like the last round then. Like I said, I was expecting the US to have a transport in 56 and take Hawaii. That's great. That's great. Okay, so it's all in Moscow then. All in Moscow. Wow. So this could be the last round. Crazy. Yeah. So anyway, I'll leave it there. But yeah, all prepped out. Everything's moved forward. We've got all the stacks moved forward. All the planes in range. So I've got 7 fighters. And 5 bombers, so big air force, almost matching the Allied air force, and obviously the numbers are, it's a numbers game, and the numbers are heavily, as in like physical unit count is, very much in our favour. So yeah, this probably could be it. I think the only attack they can actually do, it was actually quite nice. The US tried to trade these two, which is technically round 8 at the end. I'll get to that next video, or next in a second when I record the last round. But yeah, he tried to trade these two, so actually he's only got 6 instead of 8 moving forward. So if we do take Moscow, and it's like a really tight fight, there's only going to be 6 trying to counter-attack as opposed to 8, so that works as well in our favour. But yeah, pretty huge. So yeah, I'll end the recording here for round 8, but I'll probably see you back for... I'm probably going to go through the last... Actually, I'll 100% record the last rounds with Gwyn, like as he attacks Moscow, and attackers. We'll have him on comms, so we'll finish as a team. But yeah, it's been a great game so far, so hopefully we can have an interesting conclusion, and yeah, I'll see you back for that.
Alright, let's see here. What do I want to buy? So originally I was wanting to buy a battleship, an aircraft carrier, and a transport, but I then figured out that we were actually short 1 IPC from being able to buy that.
Oh really? Damn it.
Yes. So I guess it's gonna have to be an aircraft carrier, 2 destroyers, and a transport, and 1 infantry.
Okay. I'll make it work. I'm just getting up the Moscow odds again, just to.
All right. Yeah. Find out how many guys I need to kill before I commit to this buy. I don't want to commit to this buy. Things go a little bit poorly, and then we get screwed really bad because of it.
I've got you killing 2 anti-air guns and the 6 infantry on average. Yeah, I've got it. So I'm attacking. They're going to have on average 16 infantry when I attack, 2 armor and 14 planes. And the odds for me taking it are just below 90%. So confident we can grab that.
Oh, implausible. Of course. We already knew that.
Okay. Come on, boys.
Ooh, Jesus.
That's painful. Fuck.
That's bad. That's really bad.
Yeah. Okay. That's about on average, just. Currently it stands at 80% for me to conquer. If you were to get one more hit... 16, I kind of think it's actually worth pushing on, even though I don't want to kill all your planes. It does get one hit. Okay.
Yep.
Cool. Okay. That helps. That helps. It pushes it pretty close to 90% with that one extra hit, so that's good. Okay.
Okay, 55 to spend.
Potentially the last buy of the game.
Yeah, potentially the last buy of the game. That is for sure. Are you gonna do a serious buy or?
I think I probably should just to not be too. Yeah, I don't want to be disrespectful. Guess it doesn't work out in a way. Let's just do a normal buy. Yeah, I think I'll. I don't need to buy ships yet because he didn't buy. I don't believe he bought. No, he didn't buy any ships. So I'll just posture the fleet in 60 just to put up a front and then.
Let's see. Maybe 11 infantry, 1 artillery, and the rest tanks.
Do the usual thing. I'll do that. I'll do 13, 1 and 2. 2 for Quantum again.
Here's the shit.
Oh, sorry?
Oh my god, look what they posted in the official community game. Oh, Jesus.
Oh, God. He's not even going to watch. They're really not even going to watch. Wow.
That's just bad.
Oh, no, he's back on. He's back on.
Oh, okay, here we go.
There we go. Alright. I'm going to go for that. Just go for max, the same buy as I would do normally. Preferring for the worst shit. Okay.
I wonder what you should take in Africa this time.
True.
Are you gonna try to 1v1 the?
I'm gonna try 1v1 the guy, of course. There's no other option. I've got to try it.
Oh my god, that is so crazy. But wait a minute, why are you picking him up and dropping him off? Just send him down there and then take your transport back over to 35.
Good point. Good point. I was maybe thinking about Brazil. Yeah, why am I planning the game out like it's going to carry on? Let's just keep going.
No. We just want to turn Africa into our whipping boy in case this does drag on. just you grabbing money.
Yeah. That's it. Right, am I missing any attackers? I'm going to check my calc.
Let's see.
Why have I got 45 guys attacking on the calc and only... Hang
on. Just look at the thing and...
I missed out a bomber on my calculation. That's lovely. I was attacking with 4. That's a nice little bonus. I'll take that. Okay.
Yeah, like I say, I got 99.5% that you wreck this.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean anything. That does not mean shit.
No.
I have lost 99% battles multiple times.
Yeah, it's true.
But as long as you kill their entire air force, I won't be extremely worried.
Yeah, I think we've got a follow. I'm not too bad. Okay, anything else I can do this round? Can't see much.
No, it's looking pretty dry out there.
Yeah. Okay, I will send it for what might be the last time. Strong on
follow
me.
Player, so I can watch this.
Alright, let's do the little minor skirmish down in Africa first, so get warmed up.
Alright, 1v1, let's go!
Come on, boys.
Come on.
Oh.
Jesus Christ.
Damn it.
Hey! That's not bad.
Took it.
That's not bad. Now the only people there are the US.
Okay, fingers crossed. Here we go.
Hold on. My game fucked up.
Oh, okay. I'll wait. It's got 16 infantry.
I don't know why it fucking crashed.
You jump around crumbs, I'll wait for you. I don't want to jump the gun just yet. Okay, so on average, I kill... In this first round of combat, I should kill 16 infantry. That's the average.
Alright, Mannerheim is watching too.
Okay, good.
Oh, you know what? I bet that's why it crashed.
Yeah, true. Yeah, that's a good point.
The Russians are spectating.
Okay, you ready for me to...
Their communist internet.
This is fucking things up. You ready for me to roll?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Alright, let's press it. Let's send the button. 3. Okay, we're above average. That was 3 more hits than we was promised, so... Already denting the planes.
What the fuck? Why am I not seeing the battle? Oh, here, never mind. It took forever to load me in.
Okay, you there?
Yeah, I'm seeing now. Damn, you killed a lot of shit. I see planes are already dying.
Yeah, that was the first round, man. I mean, that's over. That's done. We're above average. Above average. That was shit rolls from the 2s, though. Really shit rolls, but shouldn't matter too much.
Well, there goes all the planes.
Yeah.
Well, almost all the planes.
And there goes the rest of them. And we've got 3 artillery left. Wow.
Hell, just sack the bombers. It's only 2 hits. Who cares?
Yeah, that's true. It's like 2 rolls. So, 11 ground left over afterwards. So, good luck getting back in there. I think
they're not getting. Oh my god, that profit!
It's huge, dude. That's bloody huge.
Good lord. 113 profit.
Damn. Alright.
Hey, guess what? We have now repeated the end of Community Game 14. Russia's attack power is officially 0.
There we go. That's what you want to see. I like it. And you're ahead of... Oh, you're almost ahead of the US. You were so close. Just 10 IPC away. Damn. Or 10 attack power, sorry. Doesn't really matter where I go with things now, but... Oh yeah, I've got nothing to pick up. Fair enough. Okay.
Yeah, now you can just coalesce your entire navy off 60.
Yeah. Transport, everything else, blocking that. Okay, I don't really need to posh it too much because it is over now. Okay, have I missed anything obvious? Don't think I have.
I'm looking.
Bombers are in.
You want to move that artillery closer to Moscow? Or you want to just keep it up in Evenki?
I'll keep it up there, just be annoying, because it means they can't have a go at both, but it matters very little. Fuck it, I'm sending it. Let's go. Oh. Okay. Bum. Done. Okay, oh, 61 IPC, national production, broke the 60 barrier, that's what I like. Oh no, have you seen it? With 99 national production. That's cool, man. Oh.
That is pretty insane.
If we got South Africa, we would have had 101. Damn it. That's disappointing.
You got so much money to spend.
Yeah, that's crazy. 3 for 3, man. That's 3 separate games, even 1 loss in there, but 3 for 3 on Moscow. That's the main thing.
Yeah, that's the only thing that matters here.
Yeah.
3 for 3 on Moscow. We don't fuck around.
No. Moscow is not safe.
If we have a goal, Moscow dies.
Oh.
This has definitely been, I think, the craziest game ever.
Yeah, it was good. It was good.
I literally feel like every crazy, stupid idea I was able to come up with, you were able to make it work.
Yeah. I mean, the Archangel play was the start. We built off that the entire game, having you move to Archangel, and then from there it was West.
Yeah, I remember I was just sitting there looking at the map, and I was like, I just want to stack Archangel.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? We need to workshop that. We need to figure it out. Make it work.
Yeah. This
was a great game.
Yeah. It's been a great series, actually, as well. The whole thing's been great. Because I love the players here. They're all great. There's been some fun back and forth between the teams.
Yeah, we got We got you, grounded genius. Me, crazy genius.
Outside the box thinker.
Me and my retarded operation ideas. we're definitely gonna have to talk about Operation Armageddon and Deep Impact.
That's true.
Totally successful plans.
Yep, both worked out lovely. Yep.
Literally, I cut the map in half. Well, at least Metz Commander can't sink your navy.
Yes, there's no consolation prize available here. They can't do anything. They can't even kill your destroyer, which would have been almost worth it. But no, it's safe.
Yeah. No, destroyer live forever.
Yeah, in glorious victory.
In fact, we're just gonna take that thing out of the med, and we're gonna install it in Moscow.
Oh god, yeah, so yeah, honoring the destroyer forever.
Yep.
Okay, so that's the final board and the end of this best of 3 for Community Game 14. First off, I just want to say to all the players, Mannerheim, Oddjob, Metz Commander, and Gwyn. This has been a lot of fun for me. I've really enjoyed this. I think all of them they're a lot of fun to play with. I think we're all very evenly matched. So when we do have these games, they're very close, and it's interesting. Everyone plays slightly differently. Obviously, it's nice to see the strategies and different moves come out from different players. We're not moving. It's a nice balance of teamwork, I think, and then also making your own moves, because obviously Gwyn. I'll get into Gwyn's move in a second, because I think he's worth. I would be annoyed with myself I didn't actually highlight some of Gwyn's plays this game, because they were really good. But yeah, I just have to say it's been a lot of fun. I've really enjoyed this, and we kind of started to see this setup go, actually, because it's been a lot of fun. This particular set of 5 players, it was a lot of fun. But yeah, so that was the first best of 3. I don't know why it really happened. It was a lot of fun the first game. I think we just wanted to carry it on for a game, but I suppose if it ended in the second game, if they won 2 in a row, we would have probably called it there. But yeah, winning 1 game each, you kind of naturally you have to get a decider in, so it ended up being 3 games total. But yeah, as I said, well played to all the players. Yeah, thank you for the games. It's been great fun. So yeah, just a quick summary of the game, I suppose. I think this was probably the best game of the 3. I would say. I think it was very interesting, and some of the calculations behind the scenes were some of the most in-depth I've done in this game. Like the calculations for that Archangel move was pretty intense, and also the Corxes move. Probably that was the biggest one, actually. The Corxes. There were so many moving parts to that. It was very difficult to calculate accurately, but it worked out in the end. So I suppose I'll just highlight some key moments from the game. Really, I think. Initially, I suppose, there were a few minor things that I'll probably just skip over. I think the first big thing for us was that Transjordan battle, where 1 infantry in Transjordan, I think it was an artillery, I can't remember, maybe 1 artillery infantry, but they held off against 3 infantry from Oddjob, which was great. So it kind of led us into the thinking of attacking Africa, because Africa was weaker than it normally would have been, and obviously that led to my pretty rapid expansion and hitting these kind of things early, which has meant my economy throughout the game was huge, which was obviously nice to fund all the plans we had. That was good. But I think the first key move, I think, was all credit to Gwyn. This was his idea, was the Archangel stack, which I think was the building block which led to the end game situation. Because obviously from the Archangel stack, while also maintaining a Corellia stack, which is so unusual, which is why I don't think I spotted it, because it's not something you normally can go for. But yeah, the Archangel stack, and then obviously going to West Russia and into the Caucasus was just a really nice way to get in. And obviously the game plan for the Axis, particularly Germany, is to get to the Caucasus in a KGF and just try and secure that, because it's just the best position on the board, the Caucasus. It's where you want to be controlling and moving to. So yeah, the Archangel move was great. I think I should probably mention some of the the operation nicknames that Gwyn came up with throughout the game. I think the Archangel move was called Armageddon. It was Operation Armageddon, and I believe there was some bombing tied into that. I'm sure you can clarify in the comments below, but That was what he called Operation Armageddon. And then there was also Operation Deep Impact, which was the Persia move, which was essentially Germany just drawing a massive line through the board. So from here, doom, 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 just cutting the board in half and ending in Persia. But there were 2 operation names we had going on during this game, and both were successful apparently. So yeah, we were very happy. Particularly that fight. That was an insane fight. That one. That was great. But yeah, anyway, sorry. The Archangel move was great from Gwyn. Nice move. And also this Destroyer move was funny. I do like the fact that we had this Destroyer deployed in 15. It managed to survive and just, make the entire US... Well, not single-handedly, obviously, but it felt like it. Move the entire US fleet back out of the Mediterranean. So I was glad to see this Destroyer survive the rest of the game, because it was quite a key unit for... I think it was round 6 or 7, I forget. But yeah, did a hell of a job for us. So yeah, I think the Archangel move to displace all those Russian troops was great. Let us come through the West Russia, route to Caucasus, which was good. Yeah, I think another thing for us throughout the game was the just the awkwardness of the Allied logistics. We made it hard for them to set up anything comfortable because we had so many planes trained on so many sea zones throughout the game. The Japanese bomber, I think, coming over to Europe early was something I'm going to continue to do, I think, in ranked games if I do pick ranked up again. Because it's so awkward for the Allies to deal with. They have to just secure everything that much more and build that much, secure things more than they would like to. So it really meant Metz had a tricky game, I think, trying to actually settle somewhere. And the Mediterranean, was always going to be really hard to get into because we had so many planes trained on it at so many points. It just wasn't realistic. So I think in hindsight, obviously you don't know this at the time, but looking back, I think the best play for the Allies would have just been to commit to Finland and just gone pure Finland shook. It would have worked out better. But obviously they didn't know that at the time, and neither did we, to be fair. We were just, improvising as we went. But yeah, that was, I think that may have contributed to them dying. I think just not having a shook established quicker. Norway and Finland not being taken earlier, and also I think the move from Metz to move down with 3 transports and pretty much half his fleet, I think, was questionable. I think this move was also a contributing factor to them not being able to set up a ship properly, because they had 3 transports down here and a lot of valuable ships that could have been used to defend sea zones up in the north. So I think that move was a bit questionable in my opinion. But yeah, and in the end, it was, I think a combination of factors. There wasn't one sole move that actually won us the game and lost the game. I think it was just a combination of things across the board. And the dice were pretty good for this round. No crazy bombing runs for the UK, which was great, but same for us, no crazy bombing runs. I guess the other unfortunate side of the battles for the Allies was the attack on the Caucasus, which I think, again, I'm pretty sure that was a mistake on Mannerheim's part in terms of the calculator. I think there was a calculator error and not him going in with terrible odds, I think it was he went in thinking he had better odds than he did. So that was just a bit unfortunate there. It happens. I've done that so many times as well. You go in, you miscalculated something, and going in with better odds than you actually realistically have. So just unfortunate there, but that was kind of the nail in the coffin, I think, at that point. And yeah, we just managed to, with the Japanese economy as well, we were able to push really hard for Moscow at that point and finish them off. So victory by round 9 was, pretty good. But anyway, that's a very basic summary, but I think the game was a lot of fun, and I think it was a fun game, hopefully to watch. I apologise for the gaps in between, which was something I'm really annoyed about actually with myself, to be honest. I should always be checking the recording, so I'm kind of regretting what I missed a lot of the good rounds in the centre, but hopefully the screenshots can give you somewhat of a picture of what was going on. And anyway, but there we go for the final time. Thank you to Mannerheim, Oddjob, Metz Commander, and Gwyn for the game. It was great. GG's, well played all, and I'll see you in the next community game. Take care.